So, you clicked on a video because a beetle was sucking on the bulb of a weird turtle-frog-plant hybrid thing. What's wrong with you? We start today's episode with Ash and friends stumbling across a swarm of Heracross sucking sap from a tree. And as you can tell by the horns, it's an absolute sausage fest. Nah, of course not. This is obviously because we didn't get gender variations in Pokemon until Generation 4. But it is still weird to think that technically every single Heracross was male for 3 entire generations. Oh my god. Ash is actually going to try and catch a Heracross right off the bat. That's not like you, Ash. Have you hit your head or something? Direct quote from this loser.
You're free to catch the Heracross if you like, but if you do, you might be responsible for causing more harm to this forest than you know.
Well, hang on there, mate. You're basically saying that he isn't free to catch the Heracross. But you're doing it in that weird guilt-trippy way, like if you're sharing pizza with a group of friends and you're like, yo, anyone mind if I have the last slice? And one of your friends is like,
yeah, that's fine. Although I've only had 2 slices myself.
like, we all know what you're doing here, Becky. So either have the last slice or fuck off. Wait, what was I on about? So this guy's name is Woodruff, and he's a ranger for the Forest and Wildlife Bureau. Yeah, Woodruff. Welcome to the Pokemon world, where everybody has to be named after their future occupation or their future Pokemon type preference. So I guess my name in the Pokemon world would be Oliver Webb. Do you get it? Oliver Webb? Oliver Webb? Yeah, Northerners will get that. But if I was named after my favorite type, I guess my name would just be Big Wetty. Woodruff points out that the Heracross helped the Butterfree by breaking into the tree trunks, allowing Butterfree to eat the sap, and that's why the Heracross are so important here. I mean, even if the Heracross weren't around anymore, couldn't you and the other rangers just tap into the trees to get the sap flowing so the Butterfree can still eat? Like, what even is your job exactly?
Well, actually, Liam, I think you'll find the rangers can't just get the sap for the Butterfree because humans aren't supposed to interfere with delicate ecosystems.
Yeah, now on Earth, I would absolutely agree with you. But this is the Pokemon world, where anybody can abduct literally any animal from any ecosystem and make it their personal slave as long as nobody's there to tell them not to. The people of the Pokemon world really don't have a leg to stand on when they try and preach about conservation, just saying. It turns out the forest isn't being damaged by the Heracross or the Butterfree, but instead by a horde of Pinsir. Oh mate, I just realized somewhere Pinsir's original counterpart Scyther is crying, because it's on this day that Heracross took Scyther's place as Pinsir's rival. The Pinsir quickly climb the tree and scare off the Butterfree. Ash then yells at the Pinsir to go and eat someplace else. I mean, here's an idea. You have a Charizard. I would argue that would be pretty strong against the Pinsir. Now hold on. I'm not saying he should massacre the whole swarm. We've got to protect the ecosystem after all. But maybe just burn one of the Pinsir to a complete crisp. You know, just to show them what you're capable of. I'm just saying, send them a message. Misty yells at the Heracross to do something, and so they all get ready to attack the Pinsir. But when they see Pinsir's Pinsers, oh yeah, Pinsers, get it out your system. When they see Pinsir's Pinsers, the Heracross all turn tail and fly away. Apparently, Heracross are all pussy bitches. Confirmed. Oh no, one of the Butterfree got left behind and now it's stuck in the tree because the Pinsir are all blocking the way down. If only there was some other way for Butterfree to escape the tree. You know, like flying upwards with its wings. I hate to say it, Butterfree, but you are being a bit of a numpty here, lad. Alright, for argument's sake, let's say the Butterfree can't fly away for whatever reason. The Pinsir are all on one side of the tree, and the Heracross is helping to keep them pretty busy using itself as a meat shield. So why doesn't Butterfree just leave down the other side of the tree? Honestly, I never realized Butterfree was so dumb. Maybe that's why Ash released his. Now we know you're not dumb, so twat the like button, share this video on social media, and leave a lovely comment down below. And if you can't think of a lovely comment, leave something generic like
Butterfree, more like butter peeing himself at the sight of those Pinsers.
Or just comment the name of the secret Pokemon I've hidden somewhere in the video. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications so you never miss an episode of WTF Moments or anything on my channel. Thank you as always for getting us to 1.75 million subscribers. I know it doesn't look like that right now, but if you subscribe today, maybe YouTube will add that extra 0. And of course, don't forget to come and join me in my live streams over on Twitch or you'll miss out on stuff like this.
Okay, so I marked my Machoke raid.
Oh, there's a wisp over there.
Ah, there are... What the fuck are you doing, lad? He's up. Literally. He is up.
Why is he in the tree?
My friend... You are mislocated, sir.
Ash sends out Bulbasaur and its Vine Whip knocks all the Pinsir out of the tree. Mate, Bug resists grass, which means this Vine Whip shouldn't have even tickled the Pinsir, which means these Pinsir must be pretty weak, really. After all the Pinsir hit the ground, Butterfree simply flies away. Upwards as well, just like I said it should. So it could have just done that all this time, but didn't bother until Heracross had taken an absolute hammering. And it left Heracross behind? Mate, something fishy's going on here. Did that Butterfree hang back after the others left as bait to lure Heracross into the tree so the Pinsir could take it out? Conspiracy! Pikachu uses Thunderbolt on the Pinsir and then drives them away with a Thunder attack, which he could have done the whole time. What is it with everybody having really simple solutions to the situation but holding off until Heracross has taken a beating? Hashtag justice for Heracross. Oh no. We're on that side of the internet. No, not that side, the other side. The side where creeps draw animals sucking each other off. You know the one. You hate the fact that you've seen it, but you do know the one. Heracross, mate. Not cool. Now, for once, I'm actually on Ash's Bulbasaur's side, so yeah, take that, Heracross. Get consent next time. Imagine just sucking on a stranger's bulb like that without asking. At least take Bulbasaur out to dinner first. Woodruff explains that usually the Heracross and the Pinsir stick to their own territories on either side of the river, but something's been driving the Pinsir across the river and into Heracross territory. Now, he doesn't know what's causing this. However, as the local ranger, you would have expected him to have already investigated this matter, so that says to me,
Oh, but to go to the Pinsir territory, I have to cross the river, which means walking to the river, then walking along it to the bridge to cross over, and that just sounds like a lot of hassle, so I'm going to ignore the problem and hope it goes away.
I guarantee Woodruff is just a lazy bastard. Just like the parents who named him. Direct quote from Misty.
Oh well, time to go.
Mate, I'm with her. This is a local forest ranger issue, not a Pokemon trainer issue. Ash needs to get to Violet City so he can get his first Johto gym badge. Let the ranger do his job and you do yours, Ash. Ash and Brock are adamant about helping because if they don't, the forest might be destroyed. Mate, there's a really simple solution here. Catch all the Pinsir, catch all the Heracross, and catch all the Butterfree. That way, nobody ruins the trees in the forest and the forest thrives. Job done. God, who knew I was such a great environmentalist? As they head for the Pinsir forest, Woodruff warns them that it's going to be slow going because the underbrush is pretty thick. Ash then gets Bulbasaur to use Razor Leaf and clears a path for them. And the fact that this thick underbrush wasn't cleared until Ash and Bulbasaur turned up proves that Woodruff hasn't even attempted to get to the Pinsir forest to investigate yet. It's obvious he was trying to put Ash off going there, but Ash called his bluff. And that's what you get for half-arsing your job, Woodruff. A 10-year-old has made you look like a right mug. The gang turn around to find the Heracross from before is following them. I guess he's upset that Bulbasaur never called him back. When they arrive at the river and realize it's actually a deep gorge, they find that the rope bridge that leads over it into the Pinsir forest has been sabotaged, and Ash and friends wonder how they're gonna get across. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job or anything, Ash, but you have a Charizard, so why not use your giant flying lizard monster to get across? Ash, mate, Charizard listens to you now. I'm sure he wouldn't mind helping you all get across the gorge. He could probably even carry you two at a time, and you'd all be on the other side within 2 minutes tops, I reckon. After Heracross knocks down a tree to create a makeshift bridge, we get this direct quote from Misty.
You're nuts. I'm not walking across this thing.
Then don't. See if anyone cares. Like, I'm pretty sure Woodruff's the only indispensable person here because he's the one that knows the way. Why don't you just sit and chill while you wait for them to come back? I'm sure Ash and Brock will be just fine without all your bloody whinging. Togepi then starts dancing on the tree, but slips and almost ends up falling down into the gorge. I mean, that's kind of Togepi's own fault, to be honest. Like, if Misty hadn't been there to grab it, it would have been dead, simply because it had been acting like a knob. You know what they say? Play twatty games, win twatty prizes. Apparently, Heracross isn't coming with them because it's too busy sucking sap from a tree. Apparently, hanging out with Ash and friends is less interesting than licking a tree. Pass it on. It sounds to me like when they recorded Donphan's cry, the Donphan voice actor definitely got something stuck in their throat. Donphan's cry be like, honestly, for a split second, I thought we were about to see a giant Pinsir. An alpha Pinsir, if you will. Wait a minute, Pokemon Legends game telling the story of the Pokemon that perished in the burn tower and how they became the legendary beasts? Complete with an ancient form of Pinsir? Confirmed? But nah, it's just a robot built by Team Rocket. Bit gutted, really. Ah well, I'm sure I'll feel better after a lovely cup of GFuel GFuel! It's a perfect time to stock up on GFuel right now because until the end of Monday, the 21st of February 2022, code ACE will give you 30% off your order instead of the usual 10%. And it'll give you 20% off the cans if you're in the US. Today I'm drinking the wonderful Orange Cranthony. If you couldn't guess, that's orange and cranberry, and it's absolutely bloody wonderful. It's super, it's refreshing, it's succulent, it's just bloody lovely. Oh, that is absolutely bloody fantastic. Go and get yourself some Orange Cranthony or any of the wonderful flavors of GFuel. Use code ACE when you do to save yourself 30% off your order. And remember, that ends on Monday, so get the orders in quick. Of course, remember, GFuel is for over 18s only because children don't need to be anywhere near caffeine. They're annoying enough as it is, and because it contains caffeine, drink it responsibly. Don't be a dickhead. According to Meowth, Team Rocket saw an ad for the Pinsir robot in the back pages of popular Pokémon and sent away for the plans. Wait, so a magazine about popular Pokémon features ads from companies that sell the plans for robots? If that's the case, then why are Team Rocket the only ones we ever see with robots around here? If they're so readily advertised to the public, then why aren't they everywhere? We then get a long flashback of Team Rocket discovering the giant tree's sap and its great taste. I don't get why it had to be so long though. Like, it literally boils down to nothing more than Team Rocket were hungry in the woods and found the tree. That's it. That's the whole flashback. Way to pad out the runtime, Pokemon. Jeez. We finally get a look at the robot Pinsir, and I've got to say, I love the way the belt holding the sap tanks to its back makes it look like it's wearing a cute little Team Rocket grunt outfit. Cute robots really are the best robots. We got Wally, we got BD1, and now we got Robot Pinsir. Team Rocket's plan is to use their Pinsir robot to suck all the sap out of the forest to create a new taste sensation, which they'll call Rocket Sauce. Guys, Rocket Sauce is a terrible name. I shouldn't even need to tell you why, but for those who can't quite figure it out, it sounds like a euphemism for jizz. Mate, go back and listen to Victory Bell's cry when it's chomping on James. Whoever did the sound editing for this episode decided just to take a small snippet of Victory Bell's actual cry and just bung it on repeat. So it ends up sounding less like the standard Victory Bell scream and more like a screaming burglar alarm with a human voice. It's fucking horrible. Also, it's my boy! Well, one of my boys. But I know Lickitung getting distracted by licking the sap from the tree isn't really great for Team Rocket, but he's adorable and therefore deserves all the sap he wants. Period. Meowth refers to the Pinsir robot as this little suck bucket, and yes, it was weird to hear your mum's nickname in a kid's TV show. Ash sends out Bulbasaur and is shocked when Bulbasaur's Razor Leaf has no effect on the robot Pinsir. Mate, it's a bloody robot. Of course Razor Leaf's gonna do bugger all against that thing. And even if this was a real Pinsir, Razor Leaf would still be resisted. Ash, mate, use your noodle. Direct quote from Meowth.
Bulbasaur thought it could stop our Pinsir by putting its petals to the metal.
Now, I see what you did there, and it was a great attempt at a pun, but come on, mate. Razor Leaf uses leaves, not petals. This joke would have worked for Petal Dance, but not for Razor Leaf. It's a shame too, because Petal Dance was introduced in Generation 2, so you probably should have saved that pun. Mate, this thing might be Team Rocket's best robot yet. Not only does it do its job collecting sap, and not only is it shockproof so Pikachu can't damage it, and not only does it absorb Pikachu's electricity to power itself up, but it can also use that stored electricity to basically perform electric attacks and shock Ash and friends. Team Rocket bringing a well thought out machine with multiple practical uses and no obvious weak point? What the fuck? As Robot Pinsir walks towards Ash and friends to dish out more punishment, Ash just puts his head down and seemingly accepts his fate. You have a goddamn Charizard! Last episode, you literally used your massive fire-breathing flying not dragon against the rookie trainers Pidgey, Rattata, and Chikorita. And today, you've been in multiple situations where Charizard's strength and power would come in really handy for things like, oh, I don't know, saving your actual life, and suddenly you're not even considering sending it out. Ash Ketchum is a numpty. Pass it on. Suddenly, Heracross swoops in to save the day. Wow, what an unexpected turn of events. That was sarcasm, by the way. Although, let's face it, it's only here because the robot Pinsir's full of sap. Heracross has probably just turned up hoping to go down on this thing. When Misty cheers on Heracross and calls it their new hero, Brock says he thought Misty hated all bug Pokemon, and Misty says that Heracross isn't creepy. Are you having a laugh, Misty? Heracross has proven itself in this episode to be incredibly creepy. Did you already forget about the unprovoked suck job it gave Bulbasaur? To be fair, I wish I could forget it. After Ash and friends unhook the sap tanks from the back of the robot Pinsir while Team Rocket bicker about who gets to control it, Heracross lifts the robot Pinsir up onto its shoulders and then throws it up into the air. Mate, where was all this strength from Heracross when it was fighting the real Pinsirs? You know, the ones that were so weak that they got knocked out of a tree by Bulbasaur. As soon as the exploding robot sends Team Rocket blasting off, all the real Pinsir suddenly emerge from in the bushes. Brock even points out,
Hey, now that Team Rocket's gone, the Pinsir are coming back.
sure, but does anyone else think this is happening a little too quickly? Like, Team Rocket literally just went, and the Pinsir instantly reappear? It's almost as if they were in those nearby bushes the entire time. So why didn't they step in and help? This is their tree after all. Woodruff seems very happy that the Pinsir now won't need to leave their habitat and the Pokemon can live in harmony again. Let's be real though, that's not why he's happy. He's happy because the problem that's been bothering him at work for so long is now completely resolved. And he didn't even have to lift a finger. Think about it though, the underbrush was too thick, so Bulbasaur cleared it. The bridge was broken, so Heracross made a makeshift one out of a tree. And the Pinsir robot was the cause of all the problems, and Heracross dealt with that too. Woodruff literally did nothing.
Well, actually, Liam, I think you'll find Woodruff did lead Ash and friends to the tree.
Sure, but from the sounds of it, if the Pokemon hadn't cleared the obstacles, he just wouldn't have bothered. Look, I know I said he was a massive creep earlier, but can we just appreciate how goddamn adorable Heracross is? Like, Pokemon did such a good job with its design. Not a fan of the heart-shaped horn for the girls though, mind you, but that's a problem for another generation. Direct quote from Misty.
You were really brave, Heracross, and I take back all the creepy things I said about bug Pokemon.
Now, there's no real way of knowing, but I think that's a voice acting goof right there. I think she was meant to say, I take back all the things I said about bug Pokemon being creepy, because I'm pretty sure Misty didn't say anything creepy about bug Pokemon, because that wording suggests it was more like,
I like bug Pokemon. They wriggle and squirm.
Now you might think that sounded pretty horrible, but you got to hear it with the pitch shifted and all that stuff. Poor Liam's got to hear this in his real voice when he sits down to edit tonight. And also I think Sophie just overheard it in the other room, so I'm not getting laid either. Ash, mate, we need to have a word. You literally just said goodbye and walked away from Woodruff and Heracross without even thinking about catching Heracross. Like, you can't consider yourself a very good Pokemon trainer if the new Pokemon you meet literally have to follow you down the road before you suddenly think, oh, maybe I should catch it. Screw your head on, lad. Regardless, I'm genuinely happy Ash catches this Heracross. It's an awesome Pokemon, and it's definitely up there as one of my favorites. It's certainly in the top 20, I'd say. And just think how useful it's gonna be in Ash's Johto gym battles. Wait, what do you mean he doesn't use it in any of the gym battles? So those are my WTF moments for Pokemon Season 3, Episode 3, a Sappy ending. Let me know your favorites and any that I missed down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Head to twitch.tv/AceTrainerLiam for all of my live streams. I would love to see you there. And until Monday, use code ACE for 30% off G Fuel. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.